Before I did my makeup for this look, I've already done the hands, and if you haven't seen it, I've done a tutorial on that, which has either gone up yesterday or the day before that, so I'll have the link down in the description box. Now obviously I've applied BB cream, and then today what I'm going to be doing is contouring a little more heavily than I normally would, but then I'm going to blend it out, and I'm going to be using the same brush that I use for BB cream. Then I'm going to brush through my brows and fill them in a little bit. Once I've filled them in where I want to, I'm going to go through with a spoolie brush just to make sure that I don't have any really obvious lines left. Then I'm going to be taking a pink blusher, but we are not going to be using this the way you would expect. I'm going to be using this to apply more pink around the outside of my face, my ears, décolletage, along the collarbones as well. Don't forget the ears, this is important. If you've done the makeup all along your face, your neck, and then you forget your ears, they are going to look a little bit out of place. So the aim of this is to make the body look like it's frozen or it's almost on the edge of dying. So it's not going to look pretty. And the same for the lips. You want to purse your lips together and then run that blusher over it. And then when you relax your lips, you're going to see there's going to be these cool little cracks left, so making your lips look like they're very dry and not very pretty, but then that's the whole point of the Anti-Sexy series. You're going to bring that blush up on your nose, along the outer corner of the eye as well, and then also the brow bone, and we're going to bring it underneath the lower lashes before we move on to some more extreme colours, blues and purples in the inner corner of the eye, and then also where you would normally get dark circles as well. And I'm going to be using my fingers and blending this out, but you can make this look a little splotchy if you want as well. I'm going to be using that same blue and purple mixture around the edge of the nose as well, and then also the corners of the mouth, and then also a little bit on the upper lip as well. Going to blend it out with my fingers before I take a larger brush, and this is where we're going to make the skin look really bad. You can either use an art brush, which is what I'm going to be using, or you can take a makeup brush which is really damaged and just starting to splay out in all directions, because that's going to help for this. You want to make the skin look blotchy and awful. I'm also going to be bringing that into the crease of the eye as well. And then with a larger brush, we're going to be dabbling this all over the décolletage and neck, and you want to make it look splotchy, so don't worry about making it too neat. If it looks like an obvious brush mark, then yes, maybe blend over that. But for the moment, just worry about getting the colour down, and then you can blend out any edges that you want to afterwards. And the easiest way to do that is with your fingers, because the heat from your hands, especially if you're using a cream product, is going to help blend it out. Now for the eyes, I've already applied a primer, and I'm going to be mixing these two colours and applying that quite heavily all over the lid. You're also going to bring that colour around the corner of the eye and right up against the lashes, and then bring that colour a little bit further down. For the moment we can be quite messy, but on the outer corner I do want it to be blended out. And then after that I'm going to go over it with a darker black right against the lashes. We're going to be doing this on the upper and the lower lid as well. And then with the black eyeshadow, try and bring it up a little bit on the outer corner on the upper lid as well. So I'm going to do this on both eyes, obviously, and then blend it out. And then after that, I'm going to be using the Cuts and Bruises wheel. I'm going to be using the lightest colour on the outer corner of the lips, and then also on the upper corner. And the point is, for the moment, just to make your lips look red and irritated, but what we're going to be doing is gradually building up the colour to make it look like you maybe once had nice lipstick, but then you maybe wore it away because you were hungry and you were possibly killing somebody, but we don't need to go into specifics. I'm also going to be using that colour in the inner corner of the eye as well. And I'm going to be blending it out with my fingers. And then also in the inner corner of the eye, what I'm going to be using is a loose shimmer. And I'm just going to keep this into the inner corner of the eye and then bring it down along the edge of the nose as well. Now for the eyeliner, here we're going to get to be very messy. On the inner corner of the eye, I'm going to keep it quite close to the lash line, but then on the outer corner, you just want to do a whole series of really messy dots, and then the same on the lower lid. The easiest way to do this is just to look down into the mirror and then run it through the lash line. And like I said, I'm just going to keep this to the outer corner. And then I'm going to repeat that step on the other eye as well. Going back to the lips, I'm going to be using a lip liner which is more of a burgundy wine colour, and this is just going to go down the centre of the lips before I blend that out. And then I'm going to be using more of a traditional red lip liner. This is going to fill in the entire upper lip and then also just underneath on the lower lip before I'm going to blend it out. Like I mentioned, this does have to look like you once had nice lipstick and then it got completely destroyed. Also going to drag that colour down as well, just to make it look like maybe your skin is a little bit blood stained. I've obviously applied some false lashes, and now I'm going to apply mascara, but very, very badly. Once you've gotten the perfect level of mascara, just keep going and then repeat that about 6 times until you have the worst spider lashes you have ever seen. But it's going to look okay because we're going to make it even worse. I'm going to be taking a wet brush and I'm just going to put this underneath on the lower lid and deliberately let water fall down so that it's going to drag some of that colour down and then give you some pretty natural looking tear stains. Now if you want this look to look realistic for a little bit longer, obviously the water is going to evaporate. So after that I'm going to be using some fake tears and putting this underneath on the lower lid and following those tear stains, and then mainly on the outer corner of the upper lid as well, just to make it look a little bit more teary and a little bit greasy as well. One of the last things I'm going to do is take some red food colouring, and I'm mainly going to focus this down on the centre of the lips and then on the outer corner of the lips. For fake blood, one of my favourite things to use is food colouring because it's something that you can put in your mouth and you know that it's not going to be toxic. Though mine really doesn't taste that good, so you might want to check that before you decide to commit to a whole night of having that stuff in your mouth. But then that's it. You're done.